Dear friends, distinguished guests, and defenders of democracy, we join you today in your call for human rights and democracy in Iran as representatives of the Youth Leadership Council for a Democratic Iran. Amongst those of us standing on stage, some of us were born and fled Iran at a very young age owing to the rampant political persecutions that followed the so-called Islamic Revolution in 1979, while others are first-generation Americans who, because of the state of repression that exists inside Iran, were born into exile. As many of you are aware, in the past several months, new and undeniable evidence regarding the current Iranian regime's role in the 1988 massacre of political prisoners has come to light. Many of us are students holding on to distant but fond memories of family and friends whose lives were abruptly and unlawfully cut short at the hands of the criminals in power in Tehran. It is heartbreaking to confront the horrific reality that most of those 30,000 who were executed in the summer of 1988 were no older than we are now today. The Iranian regime, still holding power in Tehran, oversaw and continues to oversee the executions of minors and specifically children as young as 13 years of age. We've ourselves experienced the untimely loss of parents, uncles, aunts, and family friends whose so-called crimes were nothing more than distributing opposition newspapers or voicing dissent amidst the increasingly repressive atmosphere that followed the revolution. In light of Iran's 2009 uprisings, in which students like us demonstrated their utmost bravery and devotion to democracy for pouring into the streets and calling for free and fair elections, it is beyond comprehension why the international community has persisted in its appeasement policies vis-à-vis the ruling theocrats in Tehran. We are here to denounce their silence and, most importantly, the false choice that is too often presented between appeasement and war. We are here to object to the increasing and alarming rates of political and juvenile executions in Iran, the rampant exploitation of child labor, the selling into slavery of young girls and boys, as well as the economic corruption that has led so many well-intentioned families into the desperate straits of impoverishment. In so doing, we stand in solidarity with the domestic student struggles in Iran, with the young nurses and teachers who routinely go on strike, with the underage and underpaid workers who go to bed hungry at night, with the persecuted minorities who are denied their customary ways of life, and with the some 60 million Iranians who are under the age of 30 and yearn for a say in the future of their country. By voicing our solidarity, we do not wish to take their place, but rather call on the United Nations and defenders of human rights to support the people's opposition movement so that the space for democratic exchange and debate may be fostered for young Iranians in our lifetime. We salute the people's resistance for their determination and their efforts, and we sincerely hope that one day soon we shall rejoice and celebrate the renewal of human rights, freedom, and democracy together in Iran, in a free Iran.